The year is 186, the place, Rome. The Emperor Marcus Aurelius is dead. And in this episode of Crime Story, we'll find out how he met his end. Now, the mighty Roman Empire stretched from Britain to Egypt, but it was the provinces in between that were the most valuable. Gaul, Spain, and North Africa supplied Rome with much-needed grain, and without it the citizens of Rome would have rioted long before the empire fell. So you can imagine the shock when word came from the African provinces that shipments of grain were being attacked on their way to Rome. A mysterious figure known only as the Egyptian had struck again, and this time the Praetorian Guard, Rome's elite military force, was sent to capture him, but they came back empty-handed, and with orders to bring the Egyptian to the emperor. Marcus Aurelius was not a forgiving man. But the Egyptian was not just one man, it was a queen. Her name was Cleopatra, and she was the ruler of Egypt. You see, Rome and Egypt had a bit of a complicated history. They were allies, sure, but Rome had also sacked Egypt twice, looted its treasury and murdered its pharaohs. Cleopatra's father had been killed in one of those rebellions, and she had spent her life preparing for revenge. And what better way to strike at the heart of Rome than to cut off its supply of grain? The Praetorian Guard brought their prisoner before Marcus Aurelius, and though he was bound and gagged, she could still hear him roar with laughter. As soon as the gag was removed, the emperor got right to the point. He told her that he knew it was her behind the attacks and demanded that she surrender her fleet, so that Rome could put an end to her little piracy operation. But Cleopatra was not about to let Rome get the upper hand. She turned to her guards and signaled for them to attack. The emperor was furious. He ordered his own guards to kill her, but they hesitated. None of them wanted to be the one to spill the blood of royalty. That gave Cleopatra the time she needed to escape. She fled to the palace gardens, where she took her own life by letting a poisonous snake bite her. Before she died, though, she sent a message to the emperor. In it, she taunted him for not being able to protect his own people and told him that Rome would never defeat Egypt because her spirit would live on in her son Cesarian, who was only 10 years old when he took the throne. With the death of his mother and the threat of invasion looming over him, Cesarian did the one thing he could to protect his kingdom. He called for help. He sent messengers to the kings of Greece and Crete, asking them to come and save him from the invading Romans. But while he waited for his reinforcements, he had to deal with the aftermath of his mother's death. He found her body in the garden and cradled her as she died. When she was gone, he threw himself on her body and screamed for his mother. It was a heartbreaking scene that would have made even the most hardened Roman soldier feel a twinge of sympathy for the boy king. But there was no time to waste. Soon, the Roman army would be at his gates. As Cesarian stumbled out of the palace, he saw the look on his advisors' faces and knew that he had to be strong for his people. This was his moment now. He was the pharaoh of Egypt, and he would not let his mother die in vain. Next time on The Egyptian, when the Roman army arrives in Egypt, will Cesarian be able to save his kingdom? Or will Egypt fall to the mighty Roman Empire? Find out next time.